Ever dreamed of buying something big? A car, a house, or maybe just the latest phone that costs as much as a small car? Before you swipe that card or take out a loan that'll haunt you longer than a ghost in a horror movie, let's talk about how to budget for that dream purchase. It's not just about saving every penny like Scrooge McDuck. It's about strategy, planning, and making sure you are not surviving on instant noodles afterward, unless that's your thing. Before you even think about splurging on that shiny new toy, be it a car, a luxury couch, or the ultimate gaming setup, you need to give your budget a solid reality check. Ask yourself, what are my monthly expenses? How much am I saving each month? If your answer is, no clue, then it's time to take a closer look. A great place to start is the 50-30-20 rule. It's like the golden ratio of budgeting. Here is how it works. 50% goes for needs, housing, utilities, insurance, childcare, all that boring but essential stuff. 30% for wants, that's your fun fund. Fancy gadgets, vacations, or that overpriced little habit you refuse to give up. 20% for savings, that's your future you fund. Emergency savings, retirement, investments, anything that keeps you financially secure. Now, before you dive into a major purchase, zoom out and look at the big picture. Ask yourself, can I still save for retirement without cutting corners? Will this purchase leave me living on a diet of a toast and a tap water? If I tap into my emergency fund, how long will it take to rebuild it? After all, you don't want to look back years from now and wonder why your retirement fund is sitting on your driveway instead of earning interest. Now let's talk about the what, as in what exactly are you saving for? Is it a house down payment, a shiny new car, or that bucket list trip to Disneyland? Here's the catch, you can't save for everything at once. Sorry, but the financial fairy godmother isn't real. Start by prioritizing. Can you realistically save $10,000 this year for a house? Sure, but maybe that means the new car and the Disney churros have to wait. What you can save depends on your income, obligations, and your timeline. It's different for everyone, and that's okay. Now make it official. Write your goal down somewhere visible. A whiteboard in your home office, a sticky note on the fridge, or even as your phone's wallpaper. And don't keep it a secret. Share your goal with a friend or family member. Why? Because research says you're 1.2 to 1.4 times more likely to achieve your goal if you write it down and visualize it. So go ahead, tell someone, and let them be your accountability buddy. Before diving in, calculate the actual cost of your purchase. The sticker price is only part of the story. Let's break it down. You're not just paying for the car itself. There is maintenance, insurance, repairs, licensing, and registration. And hands up, maintaining a luxury car costs way more than a regular sedan. And it's not just the mortgage. Add utilities, property taxes, insurance, repairs, and upkeep. And if it's a vacation home, consider where taxes might be 10 years down the road, especially if you are in the hot spot. Do your homework. Whether you are saving for a home, a trip, or an education, research the options and set the realistic price range. Once you've got a number in mind, aim a little higher. Budgeting for slightly more than you think you'll need is always a good idea. After all, it's better to have extra cash left over than to come up short and scramble. Timing a big purchase is like hitting the perfect note in a song. Get it right and everything flows beautifully. Get it wrong and you're stuck singing the blues. Financially anyway. Here is how to decide when to make your move. Before diving in, ask yourself, am I financially ready for this? If your budget is tighter than a lid on a new jar of pickles, it might not be the best time. Prioritize building a solid emergency fund, clearing high-interest debt, and stabilizing your income. Timing a big purchase when your finances are in good shape reduces the risk of buyer's remorse, or worse, financial stress. Certain purchases have their golden windows. Buying a car, shop toward the end of the year during model changeover periods for discounts. Big-ticket electronics, Black Friday or end-of-season sales are your friends. Real estate, the spring market can be competitive, but winter might bring motivated sellers willing to negotiate. Knowing these patterns can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Think about how your purchase aligns with upcoming life events. For example, planning wedding, work backward from your ideal date to save incrementally. Moving to a new city, Timing your purchase close to your move can avoid duplicate expenses like storage fees. Preparing for a new baby? Spread costs across several months to avoid being overwhelmed. Timing purchases to fit seamlessly with your life makes the financial impact much smoother. And never cut your budget so close that one unexpected expense throws everything off balance. Give yourself a time cushion to save more than you think you'll need. For example, if you plan to buy in 12 months, budget for 14 months of saving. That extra breathing room will keep you stress-free if surprises pop up. Finally, don't let flashy sales or limited time offers pressure you into rushing a big purchase. Take the time to weigh your options, research thoroughly, and double-check your budget. Remember, waiting a little longer could mean a better deal or better financial situation. When it comes to paying for a large purchase, choosing the right method can make a huge difference in your financial health. Let's break down the pros and cons of various payment options. In an ideal world, cash is king. When you pay with cash, you're able to fully own the item or the property from day one. There is no waiting for payments to clear, no added fees, and no interest creeping up on you. However, while paying in cash can be liberating, it comes with some trade-offs. For one, it requires that you've saved enough to cover the full cost upfront. This could mean dipping into your savings or emergency funds, which is typically reserved for unexpected expenses like medical bills or urgent home repairs. The last thing you want is to find yourself financially vulnerable after making a large purchase. It is important to keep in mind that even though paying with cash avoids costs of debt, it can limit your financial flexibility. You may miss out on investment opportunities or other purchases you've been planning for if you don't have the funds readily available. In the end, paying in cash is an ideal option when you can afford it without compromising your long-term financial stability. It's the easiest way to avoid debt and make a purchase without strings attached, but only if you are prepared for the impact it may have on your overall financial situation. Credit cards can be a convenient option, especially if you are earning rewards points or taking advantage of a 0% introductory interest rate. However, credit cards come with some major risks if not used carefully. The primary drawback of using credit cards for a larger purchase is the high interest rates that often come with carrying a balance beyond the promotional period. Even if you intend to pay it off quickly, life events and unexpected expenses can sometimes derail those plans, leaving you with growing balance and mounting interest. On the other hand, using a credit card to make a large purchase can offer valuable consumer protections. Many credit cards provide benefits like purchase protection, extended warranties, and fraud protection, which can offer peace of mind when making significant purchases. If you do decide to use a credit card, it is important to evaluate your financial situation thoroughly. Make sure you have a plan to pay off the balance with an interest-free period if applicable, or within manageable time frame to avoid paying high interest rates. Be mindful of your credit utilization rate as well. If you are approaching your credit limit, it could negatively affect your credit score. By the way, there are methods to increase your credit score. If you are interested, watch this video next. Moreover, check if your credit limit is sufficient for the purchase to ensure you are not overspending and to avoid surprises when the bill arrives. In summary, using a credit card for a large purchase can be a viable option, but only if you are confident in your ability to pay off the balance quickly and to manage your debt responsibly. Financing is a useful option for handling large purchases when paying upfront isn't feasible or practical. By spreading the cost over monthly payments, you can maintain your savings and emergency funds while still affording the item you need. This approach makes budgeting easier, especially with fixed-rate loans that offer consistent, predictable payments over time. For many, this stability helps manage finances without the stress of a sudden large expense. That said, financing isn't for everything. Financing a vacation, for example, might sound tempting until you are still paying it off years later, reminiscing about sipping pina coladas while your wallet sips on emptiness. Saving up front for luxuries like vacations is usually a smarter move, sparing you the financial hangover. However, for necessary purchases, financing can be a practical choice. Just be cautious of the downsides. Interest charges and fees can significantly increase the total cost, and variable rate loans may rise unexpectedly. Taking on debt also requires careful consideration of your overall financial situation to avoid overextending yourself, which can strain your budget and impact future future borrowing. Missing payments can even result in penalties, a hit to a credit score, or the loss of any collateral tied to the loan. Before committing, research loan options, understand the terms, and calculate how these payments will fit into your budget. With the right planning and steering clear of financing sunsets at the beach, financing can be a strategic way to manage large purchases while protecting your financial health. When it comes to paying for a large purchase, there is no rule that says you must rely on just one method. In fact, combining strategies can often be the smartest approach to balance your financial goals and minimize costs. By strategically mixing cash, credit cards, and financing, you can leverage the benefits of each while mitigating their downsides. Here is how you can make it work. Paying a portion of the cost in cash reduces the overall amount you need to borrow or finance, which means less interest to pay over time. This strategy also helps you avoid relying too much on credit, keeping your debt manageable. For example, if you've saved $5,000 for a $10,000 purchase, you can use your cash savings to pay half of the cost upfront and finance or pay the remaining balance in another way. Credit cards can play a valuable role in your payment plan if used wisely. However, always ensure you can pay off the balance quickly to avoid high interest charges. If you can't, limit the use of credit cards to smaller portions of the purchase to keep payments manageable. For the remaining cost, financing can be an effective way to spread out payments over time. This is particularly useful for large expenses like a car, a house, a home renovation, where paying entirely in cash or on a credit card might not be feasible. Opt for a fixed-rate loan if you want predictable monthly payments, but only after reviewing the terms carefully. This approach gives you flexibility, minimizes interest costs, and keeps your overall debt manageable. By dividing the expense among different payment options, you reduce the financial strain on any one area of your budget and avoid depleting your savings or maxing out credit lines. Combining strategies requires a bit more planning and organization, but it can offer the perfect balance of financial efficiency and flexibility. By leveraging the strengths of cash, credit, and financing, you can make your large purchase more affordable and less stressful. Choosing your right payment method depends on your financial situation, long-term goals, and your comfort level with debt. Before committing, weigh the pros and cons of each option and align your decision with your overall budget. Remember, the goal is not just to afford the purchase, but to do so in a way that supports your financial health and future. To those who stick to the end, there is a bonus tip. When it comes to big purchases, time can be your greatest ally. Allowing yourself time to plan enables you to organize your finances more effectively, identify additional income opportunities, or reallocate funds within your budget with precision and care. Save a larger down payment and voila, you'll borrow less, pay less in interest, and impress lenders with your financial prowess. They might even start sending you birthday cards. If you have significant time before your planned purchase, consider leveraging the power of compound interest to boost your savings. A high-yield savings account or certificate of deposit is like setting up a safe, boring playdate for your cash. Low risk, no drama, but hey, it grows. You could also explore investing in the stock market if you are willing to take on some risk. While this approach carries greater uncertainty, it may yield higher returns compared to more traditional saving methods. And let's be clear, investing in stocks for a big purchase is not the same as investing in crypto based on your cousin's hot tip at Thanksgiving. One has potential for growth, the other might leave you googling how to explain to my wife why I bought meme coin. Thanks for joining me today, can't wait to see you in the next video, and choose your option for handling large purchases wisely based on your current financial situation.